Hi friends, in this video I'm going to show you what you need in order to start investing if you're aged under 18 here in the UK. Now if you're new to the channel, my name is Charlie and I'm an investor based here in the UK, and on Kowalah School we're helping young and first-time investors to start their investing journey safely and successfully. Now in this video, I want to dive into what it takes if you are under the age of 18 to start investing here in the UK. Now why is 18 such an important age? Well, it's at 18 that you're legally able to open an adult investing product that might be able to invest in shares and bonds and funds and all of those exciting things. If you're under the age of 18, then you're very likely going to need to involve your parents in some of the decisions that I'm going to walk through in a moment. Now, under the age of 18, the product that you're most likely to need to start investing is a thing called a junior ISA. And the ISA bit stands for an individual savings account. It's really a tax wrapper that protects any of your profits from any capital gains or income tax. Now, junior ISA, setting one up is really going to be dependent on your age. So let's break that down a little bit. If you are under the age of 16, so maybe you're 13, 14, 15, then you can absolutely have a junior ISA because a parent is able to set one up from the day that you are born. But you are likely to need your parent, well, you will need your parent to help you to set that account up, because under the age of 16, you cannot do it yourself. So a parent would be the registered contact. They would create the account. It would be in your name and the funds in it are yours. But the parent is the registered contact, is the only person that can move that account around, can change the address or make any investment decisions on that account, even though, of course, you can advise them on what it is that you want to invest in. So under the age of 16, very much need your parents to help you to set that up. If you're 16 or 17, then you can create a junior ISA account yourself. So you can go online, you can find the product that you want, and you can create that. I will talk about some of the constraints around that setting up in a moment. The one thing to remember if you're 16 or 17 is that you cannot then take any of those funds back out of that account until you are 18. So anything that you do invest, you should consider to be in there for the long term. But here at Kowalah School, we are long-term investors, so we're not planning to take anything out very short-term anyway, so that should be fine. And then once you're 18, your junior ISA will automatically convert into an adult ISA. You can make all of your investment decisions, you can move the account wherever you want, you can take money out of it if you should so wish. So at 18, you convert automatically. So when it comes to age, 14, 15, under, your parents are going to help you with that. 16 and 17, you can create the account yourself. Now, I mentioned a few constraints there that you might want to think about when you're setting this account up. The first is a thing called a child trust fund. Now, between the years of 2002 and 2010, the British government had a scheme called a child trust fund where they created this account for every single newborn child, and they put at least £250 into each account. And the idea was to help every newborn child have a start in life to start saving and investing. But many of these accounts were never really activated. They were left dormant, and they're sitting there with not many people aware of where they are. Now, why that's important is that if you were born in those years, you cannot have a child trust fund and a junior ISA. So if you've got one lying around that you're not aware of, you will be prevented from creating your junior ISA account. So in the description below this video, I've put a link to a government website where you can help to track down any old child trust funds. And if you were born between 2002 and 2010, you might want to ask your parents if they recall having a child trust fund and where that was sat. If you do find one, it's really easy to transfer. At the point when you create your junior ISA, it will ask for the account details of your child trust fund, and you can move that across. The second constraint is perhaps if you were born after the era of the Child Trust Fund, or your parents have already moved a Child Trust Fund over to being a junior ISA. It's a good time for me to mention that there are two types of junior ISA. A junior cash ISA, which is just as it sounds, you keep your money in cash and it earns a little bit of interest each year. And a junior stocks and shares ISA, which is where you can invest in shares, bonds and funds. And this is the one that we want because it's the one where we can make our own investment decisions. Now, you can have a junior cash ISA and a junior stocks and shares ISA, but you can only have one of each. So if your parents have set up a junior cash ISA for you, or they've moved your child trust fund over to being a junior cash ISA, bingo, it's okay, because we can also create our second junior stocks and shares ISA on the side to start investing with. But if your parents have created a junior stocks and shares ISA, or migrated your child trust fund into a junior stocks and shares ISA, and they've been squirreling money away in that over the last few years, then we need to have them involved. They need to give you permission to have access to that account so that you can start to make your own investing decisions. Or depending on the platform it's on, they might need to allow you to move it over to another platform where you can actually choose what investments are going on in that junior stocks and shares ISA. The third constraint that I want to mention is about tax limits. So a junior stocks and shares ISA and cash ISA have a limit of £9,000 that can be invested in it in the current tax year. And that is spread across both of the accounts if you had both a cash and stocks and shares junior ISA. Now, it's a very lucky person who's got a parent that's putting in up towards £9,000 a year. So it may not be a constraint for most people, but just worth bearing in mind that if a parent or a grandparent has put in £4,500, for example, into a cash ISA, then you can only put in another £4,500 in the current tax year. So just worth bearing in mind. So once you've confirmed what accounts you have, and you've confirmed how you're going to move forward with creating or transferring into a junior stocks and shares ISA, now is the time for you to confirm which investment platform you want to use in order to make your investing decisions. At the top of the screen now, I've linked to a recent video that we did, which helps you to make that decision and gives you an example of some of the leading platforms that are available here in the UK. So in this video, we've seen that if you're under the age of 18, it's still really easy to get investing using a junior ISA. We've seen how you can find what existing accounts you might have, and depending on your age, whether you need to involve your parents in making those decisions. I hope this video has been useful. If so, please do share with your friends and click to subscribe to the channel because we've got loads of great new content coming over the next couple of weeks. We really look forward to helping you start your investing journey safely and successfully. And I look forward to seeing you in our next videos.